just, community members pitching in to help out.
Right.
Some people weren't even on our list of helping out, and they stopped by and they chipped in. Local churches, some of the members came over and helped out. The police department, some of the officers in their uniforms were there serving food.
That's great.
It was, that kind of thing really shows you how much support Cambridge and Area 4 has, and
Yes.
a lot of communities don't have that.
And what programs would you like to see in the future for Margaret Fuller to offer the community in addition? Because it does a lot already.
Yes,
Is there
right.
any room for any more? Because I know they have a full plate as it is.
Right.
Yes.
I think if resources allow, finances are there, I would love to see a daycare at the Margaret Fuller House. And
Much
maybe
needed.
I'm a little biased. I have a 2-year-old. It would be
Right.
great to have a place,
Yes.
especially in those tough times when you don't have a babysitter
Right.
and you're trying to come to work. It would be great to see a daycare at the Margaret Fuller House.
Yes. Excellent idea. And what would you say is the most fun and/or satisfying aspect of working at Margaret Fuller?
Let's see. Well, I think just the diversity of the people who are at the Margaret Fuller. Everybody's very hardworking at the Margaret Fuller, especially our ED, Barbara Kibler. Sometimes we have to get her to take a time out herself. But just that everybody is very hardworking, but we take that time to stop and have a laugh with one another,
Right.
have a talk with one another. Sometimes we may sit and eat together. And these are things that you don't get to have at, some organizations or some workplaces that you may be at or have been. So that kind of stuff, I really value and I enjoy. It makes you enjoy coming to work when you have a good relationship with your coworkers and with your supervisor, where you can have those little, impromptu chit chat, powwow, and just relax. And not feel like there's someone breathing over your shoulder saying, you're 5 minutes off the clock, what's happening here. So it's just a wonderful environment and great people and very hardworking people.
Very good. And Cambridge is really a place of diversity, especially Area 4. And I know that you have not lived in Cambridge your whole life, as many people have come here from other places. And could you tell me a little bit about your first impressions of Cambridge? I know that you're originally from Barbados.
Yes.
Yes.
I think my first impression of Cambridge, it was somewhat interrupted by my first impressions of New York. And when we first came here, our first night in the U.S. was a night in LaGuardia Airport.
Oh, my goodness.
And we spent the night in the airport because we missed the connecting flight, and we didn't get to Boston until about noon the next day. So when I got to Cambridge, I think I was very exhausted, jet-lagged, and annoyed. But over time, I grew to see that there was a lot of great things going on in Cambridge, the diversity. School system for me as a kid was a little tough to navigate, dealing with the fact that I had an accent, and for a lot of kids in my classroom, they weren't used to hearing my kind of accent, and learning sometimes how to hide it so that it wasn't a frustrating point for me or a distraction, and I was able to function. And after a while, I learned how to I became proud of having that accent and excited about my culture and where I came from, but also about a new culture and a new way of doing things that I was learning here in Cambridge. And it has been great. Cambridge Region Latin, playing volleyball, taking advantage of the musical programs. Wonderful.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming on Be Live with us.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And now Tony B. will interview my super co-worker, who is Michelle St.Fort.
Take my hat off. Huh? You want to leave it? Because I can't see a thing. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good evening. This is Neighbor Media, and I'm here with Michelle St.Fort, a super co-worker of my co-worker, Miss St.Fort. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay. Why don't you begin by telling me just a little bit about yourself? I know that